Hon Mohd Sani Abdu. I represent Al-Kalerikiri Federal Constituency. I'm from Bauchi State. Mr. Speaker, the truth is that the agitation for the Northeast Development Commission, the agitation for the Southeast Development Commission, and many other kind of agitations are as a result of the failure of governance in Nigeria. That is the truth, whether we like it or not. Because if the government is doing what it should do everywhere, centrally, and also our state governments are working properly, and if we have not trampled and killed our local governors, I believe all this agitation will not come. That is the truth. So, what we are now trying to do, piecemeal, is not good. But then, we have to find a way to reincarnate Nigeria. How do we do that? Sir, only a few months ago, the Northeast Development Commission was brought and it passed through. And there was nothing wrong with that. Now another section of Nigeria, Southeast, is also bringing out their agitation. There's nothing wrong with that. But the point is that we are approaching it piecemeal is what bothered me. And I think we need to look at it holistically and look at it. Otherwise, we will have problems because there are many other issues and many laws that we will start countering in Nigeria. Secondly, sir, the only problem I have gone through, and I am actually in support of this agitation for the Southeast Development Commission. My only problem is that there are some fundamental flaws in the body of the bill which must be looked at properly. Number one, sir, I feel so uncomfortable when I heard what some of our colleagues are saying derogatorily about the Northeast Development Commission, which they helped to pass through. And people are even quoting that the president brought 6 billion recently, and now insulting our guy. I mean, it's not nice. If we will do things, let's do it objectively. Two, sir, the issue of the Biafra agitation, the timing, has really brought suspicion and fear into our hearts. And when this one comes, the timeliness of it and the ambience has really scared us. That is the truth. And that's why people are so afraid of what is happening. Three, even in the argument, as orchestrated by some of our senior colleagues here, they started bringing the history of the Civil War. And I felt it's really very, very bad, because that one I thought it had been buried, and we should look at ourselves as a nation and how to move ourselves forward. When people are talking about Civil War, I said, and I want to quote Socrates, why he said, what man learns is that he never learns, and that history repeats itself. Why should we go back to that dark history? Why don't we look at the exegesis of our situation and we move forward and we start bringing? And I know Nigeria has done so much to heal that wound of the Civil War through our 3 R's: reconstruction, rehabilitation, and reintegration. And also the issue of the abandoned properties return policies, which I know many people have enjoyed and have gone back to Lagos, they have gone back to Maiduguri, Sokoto, Bauchi, and everywhere, and particularly in my town, which is Jos, which is now almost on 60% of it, the actual middle of Jos, by Igbos. And we have no qualms about it, and we have no problem. You know, my own father's house, part of it, are rented by Igbos, and we are living in peace, and there is no problem. So please, another major problem about the body of this is the issue of the funding. If you look at it, sir, funding, the issue of the percentages, particularly in, I don't know, it's page C273 of the bill. Excuse me.
Honorable Ije, your point of order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The point I'm trying to raise is that the issue of The pursuant to the clause 1 of the bill, which says A, from the federal government, the equivalent of 15% of the total monthly statutory allocations due to member states of the commission from the federation account. B is a 3% of the total annual budget of any oil producing company operating onshore and offshore in the southeast states, and so on. What I'm saying here is that, sir, it's not as easy as people have seen it. It has gone to touch some fundamental provisions of the Constitution, laws of the Federation of Nigeria, and agreements, MOUs, agreements and protocols which have been signed. Please, excuse me. What I have said is that there are fundamental issues which must be looked properly, and I am doing my own, so allow me. Stop disrupting me. Sorry, sir. So the point I'm saying is that there are convoluted issues within the body of the bills which really make us to get afraid. Most Commonwealth issues are addressed globally, and that's my argument. We cannot disenfranchise the issue of solid minerals, the issue of oil exploration, the issue of even states and local government funds that will now go to a commission which has no place in our constitution. But what we can do is to look at it holistically and try to address this issue. Particularly, we can only sign any of our commonwealths through either constitutional review or a referendum or plebiscite. There are issues and they are in our bodies of laws that we can address this. So to just oppose this bill ab initio is wrong. But also to swallow it, we are really swallowing some pills, cyanide, which can kill us. And we need to look at it properly and address it. At the end of it, sir, I was saying, at least at now, we have the Constitution, we have the laws of the Federation of Nigeria, we have federation units, which are the states and local governments, and we need to consult them, change some of our laws before such, if these provisions of the bill can go through. Otherwise, the prime movers of this bill should do justice and look at what is practical. And we have known, as part of those who crafted under you the Northeast Development Commission, we have not touched on the Commonwealth of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Honorable Datti.